Alright guys, welcome back to Score Match Titan. Today we're just going to have a bit of a look at what happened in the past few days basically, which is when I upgraded, as you can see, my captain from a commander to a prowler, back to my roots. I've been a prowler for a very long time, and this I did a few days before the event has been played, of course, and I wanted to also max a few players, and to do that I wanted to buy another package. Obviously I was short on gems, so I thought maybe I can max Sierra as well, and there he goes, Sierra max. I needed Sierra to fit in my 4-1-4-1. I was pretty interested in trying him out there. In fact, I did upgrade a total of 3 players to basically start playing around with this 4-1-4-1. Wolfgang, first up, really good improved commander, even though it wasn't really a success in that position. Then there was obviously Sierra, very lucky to just max him as soon as I practically really needed him, and that's what happened there. I was pretty lucky, I have to say. Just got the exact cards that I needed for this dude, who again was pretty okay in a 4-1-4-1. I'll show you where I played him very soon. And later on I also did upgrade my guard, because as you'll also see, Sierra in that position as a central midfielder of sorts wasn't really cutting it for me. And yeah, I started trying to figure out how I could return to enjoy the 4-1-4-1. I used to really enjoy this formation in the past, guys. It was one of, if not my most favorite formation in the game, but I couldn't really recreate that level of, you know, that just enjoyment. I'm talking about an enjoyment I had like a lot of years ago, like 2 or 3 years ago, when I used to play the 4-1-4-1 with Menace up top. Now I'm trying Bertini in this in the gameplay you're seeing, who was the best option, I think, as a center forward, even though at the time I didn't know it. At the time I was trying Bertini just as a test, and yeah, you can already see my captain getting into position, scoring goals. That's really nice to see my captain playing that way. And Bertini is the correct option here, one of the best options as a center forward in a 4-1-4-1, precisely because of this. Look, just taking the ball, pushing upfield and scoring a simple goal. But yeah, the problem remained with volleyball being the absolute destroyer of dreams, as I like to call it. Just one header to the other, which practically made me kind of switch things up. I tried Simon and Lee in defense, threw Bertini back in defense as well, with Sandberg up top now, and also Sinclair, who was someone pretty interesting to try, but not really a viable option because of his really bad response and his really terrible dribble trait, which is something that you really have to factor in when it comes to Sinclair. I mean, there were some good moments. There always are good moments when you try and, you know, test around and play around in the Infinity Arena. But what I was trying to figure out is how I could not only enjoy this a really strange passage of play, as I did here, Lee to Abubakar, beautiful ball, who then finds the guy I just was dissing a second ago. Sinclair turns in time, nice header to get that game done and dusted. And yeah, my real goal here was obviously not to win every game, even though I'd have loved that, but it was to find the best set of players possible for a 4-1-4-1. Now that I have a few players max, practically it's now is the time I really want to try and experiment, try and find different ways of playing the game. I've been saying this for ages, and now Sinclair, as you can see here, just practically, you know, I'm not sure what happened there to Sinclair. His response is bad, but I don't know. Again, a few good moments with Portelli finding a pocket of space, good response, That was the only goal of the game. Lee was fantastic. He really is a good player, but he unfortunately he is quite a while away from not only max, but even he's really far away from level 10, like 2000 something cards, which is a pity. He's not really effective against volleyball, but I don't know. I mean, he is an option that you can try in defense and even in attack if you want, as long as you keep in mind that his really bad response is just going to affect your chances of defending at some points. And here you can see same old things, just I mean, I'm not sure what to think anymore, guys, because you can try and test players around and like shift things up and but the reality of the situation is that this nice through ball over the defenders' heads was a very satisfying moment. This guy was a fully blown volleyballer, 2-1, sent home. And yeah, that was one of the rare occasions where, you know, volleyball doesn't win. It's one of those occasions where, you know, and that's what I chase, the kinds of wins against opponents who try to use volleyball as this ultimate weapon to destroy the game practically and win as much as they can. I'm trying to, through this channel, I'm trying to show you guys that, you know, you can win without volleyball, and I mean, it certainly is possible, but you know, in doing so, in trying to find different ways to play the game, you will obviously be open to some bad losses and bad goals like that one there by the speedster. At this point in time, I was kind of understanding that the defense wasn't working. Keen and Bertini were pushing high upfield. Wolfgang there very slow to get back into defense. Romero saved the day there, really, he did, and actually went on to win this game too, which is crazy given how it was turning out. But yeah, the main takeaway here is that the defense was not working, and in fact soon after I actually shifted things around. I threw Sierra, who here, as you can see, really doesn't have that killer instinct. He doesn't like to shoot, and yeah, a pretty complicated formation this to make work, guys. I'm not gonna lie, the 4-1-4-1 is a very unique formation, because if you play, as you'll see very soon, Patrizio as a central defensive midfielder instead of Wolfgang, you will have that extra defender to you know, help out in defense, and that really helps, man. That really helps, because in doing that, you'd practically be playing with a 5-4-1. And I've released a Titan Tactics video about this, so yeah, do check it out if you wish. Again, some nice moments still. I mean, this formation really tests your creativity in a way that I haven't really found in other formations. Like in a 5-3-2, 4-4-2, 4-3-3, very direct, simple formations to play. And yeah, this one takes a little bit of effort on your part and creativity. So this is when the guard came into the mix. Max guard, obviously, I wanted him to be able to actually play the ball back more than Sierra was doing, because Sierra was too attacking minded, too many touches on the ball, and in this way Patricio at the back, Fernandez up top. This is where I came the closest to enjoying the game like I had done years ago. Fernandez is a lot like the Menace being the guy I had used ages back to really have a bunch of fun by playing the 4-1-4-1, but obviously his lack of speed and dribble trait is a factor that I always kept in mind, and that real lack of speed is something why you know, that why Bertini is, I think, a better option in this case, because it makes things a bit more simple when trying to attack. He will just drag the ball upfield and go on goal on his own, whereas you can't really do that with Fernandez. With Fernandez, you have to really kind of be patient, play the ball around more, and just you know, you have to. It's a completely different game. I find that the center forward of a 4-1-4-1 really dictates how easy you'll have it when it comes to striker, playing attack, and if you're playing someone like Fernandez, who scores a really nice acrobatic goal there, you have to be a bit more patient, as I'm saying. You can't just fling long balls as I did here, which somehow worked. Abubakar was the guy who I practically never touched in this little test that I did here, because he did a pretty good job all the time, very fast. And when you have a lack of speed as a formation like this, very big lack of speed up top, my Prowler 39 speed, Fernandez 30 speed, you need someone who can, you know, have that burst of speed when it comes to it. And again, Fernandez wasn't a lost cause, guys. I really don't want to make it seem that way, because there are some nice goals to be scored through Fernandez. And again, this is the same old thing, guys, just volleyball. But despite that, I tried to keep my head down as much as possible, and you know, you have to be patient, guys, especially if you're trying to go for something like I'm going for here, a 4-1-4-1 with, you know, setup that you don't really see every day. But that's the point, going for a setup that is fun to play, and the entertainment comes from, at least personally speaking, not using the formation that everyone else uses, like trying to create your own brand of football. And that's really fun. That's, I think, what makes Score Match worth it. And Patricio here is really, really nice to have, guys. He is fast to cover those spaces, as you can see, uses his speed, reaction and height to practically keep that volleyballer from having an easy-headed goal. Here I'm using him to carry things upfield. There is a risk, of course, when it comes to doing that, because he likes to dribble a bit, but I mean, it's something that you really have to kind of know when you should do that and when you shouldn't. So of course I have lost balls by doing that, but I mean, it's part of playing an interesting setup, is that, you know, it's not always going to be super safe, super, you know, reliable. But yeah, the guard still, you know, isn't what I expected. I really remember the guard being as someone who used to play the ball back, really just play safe passes, and in comparison with Sierra, the guard does that, but still. A commander isn't good in that position, personally, because he forces things too much. Or a commander, I should say, is someone who always tries to find that ball upfield. Not someone you'd want. You'd need someone in a 4-1-4-1 especially to kind of play the ball back, recycle possession, and practically give you another chance of just letting your players find their positions and striking that way. Now, this was a bit of a, you know, really annoying game against a volleyballer, but Romero came in clutch there, as did Jones, who retrieved the ball well. And this is practically just a mini clip of me kind of, you know, running down the clock a bit. I mean, even though there was 30 seconds left on the clock, I still tried to, you know, find my players in a good position. I did force things here to some extent. Abubakar latched onto the ball well, but, you know, took half an hour to control it and wasted what could have been a really good chance. And now it's some defense against volleyball. I thought I'd leave this in the video to show you guys how important Patricio can be like that, to just steal balls and push things up the field. And once you steal the ball, once you kind of look at Sierra here. This formation is good to maintain possession, because unlike the Keane and Bertini setup at the back, you can use Sierra to keep possession of the ball for as long as you'd like almost. You can use him to build your attack, you can use him to kind of stand there in the heart of the defense and not just, push upfield like Keane and Bertini does. Now, this wasn't exactly sportsman-like behavior from my end, but, I mean, this was a volleyballer. His constant attempts to play volleyball really kind of pissed me off, and that was a 1-0 win against a volleyballer, so I thought I'd leave that there. Then these were actually 3 games in quick succession, full of volleyball. Each and every person I played in this 10 or so minutes were volleyballers, and when that happens, I lose faith in the game at a rate that is pretty preoccupying, if you ask me, because what's the point, man? What's the point of playing the game, upgrading your players, and trying to find interesting setups if you're always going to get dealt the same exact setup, just volleyball every day of the week? But I'm pretty happy to say that I won all these 3 games. Now, yeah, the problem always is these kinds of hammer-headed goals by hammers. Not really something you can defend in most cases, even though me and a lot of experienced players tell you to, close down crosses, just press smartly. But in some cases you really can't do that. In some cases the volleyball will work, and in that situation it did, even though he ended up losing. So, happy ending, one of the very few happy endings that you can see when it comes to dealing with volleyball. And now another volleyballer here, practically friend captain volleyball FC, and we can see that there is some space. Using Simon to attack isn't something that will happen often. In this case, the ball magically got lost between his legs, and that situation came and went. But yeah, Simon pushes upfield too, and you can use that to your advantage sometimes. Now this is some pressure against volleyball. You can see that his player's body language kind of was a big reveal as to where he was going to play the ball. So I just pressed accordingly, nothing crazy there, and Fernandez finds a pocket of space to set me off for an eventual win. But I mean, it's the same thing, guys. How long are we going to keep talking about, friend captain volleyball merchants destroying the game time after time, day after day, same thing, same goal? I mean, it is what it is. I'm hopeful that with my level 11 players, I'm going to not only stand a bit more chance of defeating them, but also finding new ways of, yes, dealing with them, but also of enjoying the game, because that's what it is about for me, guys. Enjoying the game, finding new ways to score, new ways to have fun, and practically still always trying to defeat these guys, and hopefully get them to stop using these really cheap ways of going for wins. And yeah, Simon here with a very timely foray into attack. Fernandez chests the ball down directly in front of this volleyballer's keeper, and that's that.